What You Can't See Is That I'm Naked from the Waist Down.
All right.
No, it's just joking.
All right, so I guess we'll just kind of get into it. It's been a Metal Blade kind of month, and we're just going to keep that going with the Black Dahlia Murder right now, and we are here with Trevor, of course. Trevor, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm alive and well.
Yeah, good deal. Well, that's a good thing, because you've got a lot going on right now. Rumor has it that Nightbringers is one of the hottest selling, pre-selling albums with Metal Blade ever. That's what I'm hearing, man.
Yeah, man, that's what they're telling me here. And it's very exciting for us. Especially 8 albums in to have this kind of mania surrounding the band and this kind of mania surrounding a new release. It's just, it's amazing. This is exactly what we want.
Yeah, well, I was just going to, bring that up, the fact that this is your 8th full-length album. Does it feel like number 8 for you?
Yes and no. It's weird to say, wow, we have 8 albums, but we've been cranking them out every 2 years like clockwork. So
yeah.
If I look back, we made them. It happened, but it seems like a blur, a really fast. This whole thing has gone by really fast, honestly.
Yeah.
We've just been so busy throughout the entire thing. If we're not recording, we're on the road. We're always up to something, man. And that was kind of the initial mission statement when we got signed, that Brian and I still uphold to this day, was to take this to the hilt, to, honor the opportunity we've been afforded and go out and play as much as humanly possible and just maximize this with every avenue that we can,
Yeah, well, it's one thing to be out there playing as much as you guys are, but to be playing as much as you are and flat out dominating at the same time. Just going back over some of your earlier work, you go back to the last album, Abysmal, then you go back to Ritual, you go back to Ever Black. You guys have really been charting out, like on the Billboard 200, you guys have really been received very well, from the last 5-6 albums that you guys have put out. How does that feel for you to know that, your work is being so well received and respected?
It's amazing, man. I don't, it's not my ultimate goal to make waves on the charts or anything, but
sure.
It is so flattering that, we as an extreme band can make enough noise to be recognized on a chart like that includes all walks of music. This is a very niche kind of music, I think, and it's been amazing to have growth each record, to have my initial dream hasn't hit a glass ceiling by any means yet. This thing just seems to keep getting bigger and bigger, and it's like I just want to take it further. And I think that Nightbringers it's really coming to a head here. People are really liking the new song so far. They seem to like the artwork. They seem to be gravitating toward.
I dig it. I dig it. Yeah.
Brandon, the new lead guitar player. People are really responding positively to him, and so it's just all these stars are kind of aligning for us, And I think a lot of the pre-sales and the kind of mania for the new album and the pre-orders, I can attribute to our fan club, the Blasphemes.
Okay.
And this is something that started very modestly, but in the last 2 years has grown to a really astronomical level. They had 500 people at the begin with, and then once I started helping them advertise it a little bit, it's now, in excess of 10,000 people. And they've really, the guys that run it are obsessive BDM collectors.
Okay.
And these are people that follow us around. Some of them went to 12 shows in a row on this last tour.
Oh, wow.
So it's getting to that Grateful Deadhead kind of thing. But what they've done is really created this culture for collection of our stuff, and I have nothing but positive things to say about what they're doing over there. And it's really I don't know. It's come to a special head during this cycle in particular, and now this is the first album where the club has been in such a full swing, where I'm really seeing the effect of it. It's plain to see for us, and it's exciting, man. It's really exciting that I don't know, like they're trying to help us. They're trying to help us chart. They see that that's what that we want, and they're extending themselves, and I don't know, they're just going beyond what your normal fan would do, I think.
That's cool,
so
man.
It's kind of just, I don't know, it's amazing,
Yeah, well, no, I mean, like you brought it up, I mean, death metal in and of itself, it's kind of a niche, and you've got a certain, I don't know, demographic, if you will, of people and fans across the world, and the fact, again, that, I mean, I dare not say you guys are mainstream or anything like that, but you definitely are experiencing the kind of commercial success, as a band in your genre of music, that's...
oh, for sure, it's
wild,
gone wildly beyond my expectations in that regard, and, coming out, we used to get kind of butthurt about all the different genre tags that we were tagged with. We always just wanted to be death metal, and that was it.
Right.
And we always saw what we did as death metal, but we were lumped with metalcore when that was the big thing. And we were in a magazine next to Killswitch Engage, and we had short hair and looked different. I think that also put us in a bunch of different categories for people. And now I realize that has been a strong suit, honestly. When I look in the crowd, I see all different kinds of fans from all walks of the underground, whether it's punk rockers, long hair, traditional metal dudes, just pretty much everything in between, man. So I don't care what people are calling us. You know what
awesome.
I mean? I realize now that this is a kind of a weird, anomalous kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, I'm just thankful that it's going this way, It's awesome to have fans. It's awesome to have people anticipating what you're going to do next. It's exciting, man. It's really exciting to be here, and it's exciting to have the promise of bigger things to come in the near future. It's all you can ask for.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys have definitely been doing that in spades. Now, I want to touch on Brandon, because you brought him up a little while ago, and, being your new guitar player. Well, I guess he's been with you for what, close to it? Has it been almost a year now?
Yeah, it's been a year and some change. It was pretty quietly that we brought him into the band.
Right.
You have to be kind of sneaky with band member changes these days,
right?
Because people get so scared, and we've been through a lot of it, and I think that they, we're trying to sidestep that, like a lot of negativity in that. So we just kind of went out quietly with him in him and Ryan's spot, and did a Euro tour, and people started to kind of pick up on it. But yeah, man. I mean, this is his era, man. This record is all about that kid, man. He's done so much great stuff. He really put his stamp on this thing. He's come into the band and just grabbed the reins, and he was 24 when he cut the record. He's 25 now.
Wow.
But I mean, that's just huge. I mean, he's a monster player. He's a monster creator. He's really driven. He's one of the best guitar players I've ever just seen with my own eyes, and I get the pleasure of having him in the band and having his creative juices flowing, and I don't know, like, this record is a very special record, and I feel like a lot of it is him and the energy he brought, and us as a band responding to that, and it just made the whole thing better for it, I think. And so I can't wait for people to really hear his full potential.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. And I swear to God, Trevor, I think you're reading my mind right now, man. Because literally that whole topic you were just talking about, how Brennan really kind of put his stamp on Nightbringers, and how really this is a new era, for the band, with him being in it now. Really interesting stuff. So, needless to say, he fits in well with, what you had envisioned.
Oh, yeah, man, he actually exceeded our expectations, and, he's just, I feel like I don't have even a small understanding of the kid's potential, you know what I mean? We've seen a lot more than everyone else has yet, because they haven't heard the record, but this is just the tip of the iceberg for this kid, man. He's a musician, dude. He's a real freak.
That's awesome. You've been with Metal Blade for a long time, You know, that says a lot. I mean, that says a lot about you guys. That says a lot about Metal Blade, at least to me, and I think a lot of your fans. I mean, that's a real commitment. Can you talk a little bit about that relationship and, you know, how special that's been to be with them as long as you have, and just looking at so many of the other bands on that roster, man. I mean, you know, you really are the elite company that, you know.
A legendary roster for sure, and it was one that, I mean, Metal Blade was such a huge part of my life growing up.
Right.
And I knew who Brian was.
Right.
You know, and just us coming into the label was obviously the huge turning point that we needed. You know, we needed label backing. We got 28 rejection letters out of 30 packages that we sent out, and we went from your Metal Blades and Nuclear Blasts all the way down to more indie labels, and so, you know, it's been a really special relationship. I think they saw the potential of this band. I think they saw the passion that we had to get out there and tour and like put the rest of life on hold and just go gung-ho for this band. And I think Brian saw a lot of parallels between me and himself at a younger age. You know, being a super nerd for metal, kind of a Rain Man for finding new music, and, you know, a champion of the underground. And, you know, I think that he liked that about us, and he liked that about me. So he's always been there for us. You know, they've always advertised the shit out of us. You know, it's been a family affair. We've re-signed with them a couple of times now, and there's never been any question about it, man. There's always been this family thing with them. You know, when I see those guys, I hug them. You know, they're my friends. That's
awesome.
It's beyond, you know, a bunch of faceless emails, and, you know, they care about us. It's a legitimate, you know, it's a legitimate family for real. You know, so I have tremendous respect for them. I'm so thankful for everything they've done for us, and I can't imagine us anywhere else.
Yeah,
really.
No,
you know,
awesome.
It's just, this is us. This is they're us. They're our family. They're a part of this thing. You know.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. And I mean, you've got to be a major draw for them now too, I would imagine. I mean, there's probably a lot of bands that I would imagine want to be with a label like Metal Blade because, you know, the Black Dahlia Murder's on it. You know.
Well, you know, that's flattering, and you know, I wish every band on every label could have the same experience that we have. You know, and I see so many of our peers that don't have that same luck, that have had to change hands a lot of times, and I just can't imagine like starting over in that regard, or having to trust somebody new with my baby. You know, it seems like such a rough road, and I'm so thankful that we've been so fortunate. You know.
Right. So let's get into Nightbringers. Obviously, that's dropping October 6th officially, even though I know that pre-sales again are going ballistic right now. But, you know, with Rock Titan, you know, Rock Titan Music Television, one of the big things I'm trying to get behind is, you know, the resurrection of music television and official music videos and stuff like that. And obviously, I know that, you know, with the new single off of Nightbringers, that is, you know, the first single you guys got out there. And of course, I saw your official music video that's out there. How do you feel about official music videos, and what made you choose Nightbringers to make a video out of, you know, right out of the gate?
Right. You know, I still think that music videos are a relevant format. I think that even though the shift has largely, you know, gone away from video-related shows at least on cable.
Sure.
You know, but I think that the YouTube has definitely kind of picked up the slack there, and that's where people go to hear new music, to try out new tracks, and to see new videos. And, you know, so I feel like it's still an important format. It's still a relevant format. I think people want to see videos. They want to see a music video of a band they like. And, you know, Nightbringers, we chose that song because it's a very direct song. I think it's immediately catchy. It's concise. I think it's a little bit playful in the riff. I think it's got a kind of an Evil Circus vibe going on, which I think made it a standout.
Right.
And it just seemed like the perfect header for this thing. You know, the album is a very various albums, so it's kind of hard to choose one track that's going to embody everything. But to break the ice, I figured this was it, man. It's a classically Black Dahlia, but a little bit something new. Very groovy. Of course, it has Brandon's awesome solo over top,
right?
Which this is people's first taste of his original solos with us, so that's exciting.
Very
and
cool.
Yeah, man, I think that this was the one, and the response has been so overwhelmingly positive that I know it was the right one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we very much stepped out with a good song here and, made the right choice so far. And, that's just really thrilling for us, man, to be sitting here at this point and to see this growth in the distance that's just going to be astronomical, and the waves that we're going to be making, by hopefully hitting the charts as hard as we'll be hitting them, that's just really cool, man. That's just it's more than I could ask for, really, at this point.
Yeah, well, what I'm hearing, Nightbringer is going to be the biggest one to date. So now that you've got that in the books, and it's going to be coming out again, October 6th, everybody pay attention. I think I heard a little something about a fall tour. You guys are going to be now getting out there and playing this new material. Is that right? A North American fall tour?
That is correct, yeah. We've been releasing the dates. It's us, Suffocation, Decrepit Birth, Necrot. We have Exhumed on a few dates as well, and Wormwitch opening the package. Their killer black and roll kind of stuff. So it's a nice, varied package. Something I'm very proud of. I really like all the bands. And Suffocation is an extra special one for me. They were my very first death metal band.
Oh, wow.
So, to be playing with them, alongside them, they're legends. I love them. I don't know if I'd be here right now without Pearson Within. That was my gateway to the underworld, basically. So, it's a huge, huge honor for me to be alongside those guys. And we've been friends with them for a long time. We've played a lot of shows with them in Europe. We run into them over here, and so it's definitely cool to take that friendship into this arena of being on a tour together.
All right. So what's Trevor doing between now and when the tour kicks off?
Lots of masturbating and snacking.
Oh, man.
Hopefully I'll remember to turn the webcam off for that.
Yeah, but, please do. Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm just kind of decompressing, hanging out in my underwear. I usually am a recluse when I go home. I save my enthusiasm for people, for our people, you know. Right on. I prefer to just be completely submerged in the metal scene. And, when I'm here, I'm a hermit. It's kind of like hitting a wall at 100 miles an hour to go home. I go back to, having problems, day-to-day problems, having my parents be annoying, just typical stuff. So it's very humbling when I come back home, for sure. I live like 2 towns over from where I grew up. Everyone here thinks I'm an asshole. There's no celebrity status here for me. For sure, so definitely humbling to return home every time.
That's too funny. Well, you'll be with all your peeps soon enough. And Trevor, again, man, thank you so much for your time. And everybody watching, again, we've got Nightbringers coming out October 6th. You can pre-order it, Metal Blade Records. And, the Black Dahlia Murder. What can I say, man? You guys kick ass, and much success, and,
Thank you.
I got a really good feeling about this one. So, fingers crossed, we'll see what happens, but sounds good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the coverage and all the kind words. And,
yeah, man, definitely.
I hope that we're all right about this thing, man. I really feel like it's a special time, and there is an incredible amount of excitement from the fans right now, and it just feels amazing. I'm just trying to keep my eyes open to all this and revel in it while I can,
Yeah, well, I know you guys been going for, almost 15 years now, so, you guys have been together 15 years.
Yeah, that's correct, man. It's gone by so fast, dude. It really has. We've just been so busy and playing 200-plus shows a year and, making records at an alarming rate. It's it's been very fun, to say the very, very least, about it.
Well, I know that Metal Blade's celebrating their 35th anniversary, so hopefully you guys will still be rocking out at their 70th anniversary, yeah?
Yeah, that would be cool, man. We're still looking to see what the shelf life is on being able to play extreme metal. We have you have your Slayers going, you got your Cannibal with No Sign of Stopping, you got Napalm Death going. So definitely, man, we're gonna keep going on this trail. I hope to be around. 10 years later or beyond that. That's really my dream now, is to keep this thing alive.
Right. Well, we hope so too, Trevor. Yeah, man. Dude, keep it going. And again, much success. Congratulations on Nightbringers. Again, everyone, October 6th. And, dude, we will see you soon.
Cool, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
All right,
it's been
man.
fun.
You got it.